And here's the fake lawyer wannabe David Jose.
Hello, 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 everyone. It is Friday, June 4th. I wanted to come get with you early in the morning and drop this video. For a while, we had people, some of them attorneys, some of them, I don't know who they are, where they're from, but they tried to contest what it is that I do as a man who has started to study the law. The thing is I did not go to law school. I ended up having a fight with CPS. I didn't know all the things that I know today, and I had to fight. And I decided that I'm not giving in to terrorists. I'm going to learn what it is that is going on, and I'm going to stand up and fight. I'm going to gain the knowledge that is necessary to become successful. In high school, I played varsity basketball earlier than most of the people um, in the previous years that the Coach Carter was coaching. We had some really good players, but nobody really made varsity coming up from the ninth grade going to the 10th grade. And so I realized that I had to separate myself. I realized that I had to work out in the middle of the night. I realized that I had to not hang out with a lot of the guys who were in my same grade but childish, or they played a lot of games. And what I would do is I would go and I would stand next to the coach, so there's no talking, no laughing, no joking. I would focus on the plays. I would ask questions. I would make sure I was ready to jump in if the coach wanted me to jump in. So I got a lot of favor with him. And when it came time for everybody to see who would make varsity, the other guys went to JV. I went straight to varsity. So it was a beautiful thing. And I realized in every fight and in every movement, you have a lot of people who are not really there to go hard, and they're not going to try. And one of the things that I found out when I was going through my case with CPS is that it wasn't even a case, it wasn't a trial. I started to realize these things toward the end. I started to learn a whole lot.
My comments
And
were
I
removed.
immediately took all the lies and all the fraud from my case and put it inside of a Supreme Court case on the public record so everybody could see all the scam that was done. I don't know anybody who walked away from the CPS court to put it inside of the actual Court of Record Supreme Court at the same time. Now, they were all working together and colluding, but what they did not understand is that I was building a case against all of them. And so, a lot of people will say, oh, well, Dave, not a lot. Some haters will say, Dave, you didn't win your case. First of all, it wasn't a case and it wasn't a court. They just stole and trafficked kids, and we have proven that now. But somebody has to be the first. Someone has to be the one who says, I'm willing to go all out to make sure I defeat this thing. Well, since then, they call themselves adopting my kids out. You can't adopt kids into common law, guys. It doesn't exist. It's a hoax. I will get them back. But in the process, God has allowed me to fight some good fights and learn like crazy, which in order to learn and get better, you have to put yourself out there. So, in the race world, there's a guy named Sandbagger Steve. And Sandbagger Steve always had cars that were way faster than any car I had, always had bikes faster than the bikes I had. Well, he was a better rider and he was lighter. So what I would do is everybody would be scared to race Steve. I would go head up and race Steve every chance I could get, because if you keep going after the weakest, you never get better. So I went after the best. And so it got to the point where I would race other guys and destroy him because Steve was that much better than everybody else. So though I was heavy, right? My bike was heavy. When I get out and I go race other people, I do very well. I did the same thing playing against Maurice Taylor. I'll go against the best players, Ken Johnson. I'll pick the guy who's the best on your team, and that's who I want. I don't want nobody else, right? So fast forward to CPS world, we ended up, as of the other day, getting 89 kids back that I know of.
I guess it's important for me to point out that this is in November of 2021, after I had already smashed his ass as being a loser, not knowing what he's talking about. And he's actually admitting that in this video.